Narration of Chapter 3 and Chapter 4 of the epic dream saga of UltimateMan, a book written by Tom Bijl. Chapter 3, The Second Dream, The Natural World. After hoping to reunite with the enchanting girls, I finally succumbed to sleep and entered a second dream unlike any other. I could not comprehend the reasons behind the people's actions, and the entire planet was engulfed in this senseless turmoil. I yearned to find a place of refuge, a utopia where people lived in harmony and peace. Desperately, I searched high and low, listening intently to the whispers of those around me, trying to learn as much as I could to find the way. Yet all I heard were lies and half-truths, leading me astray. Every trail led to disappointment, as the information I could gather was twisted and false. Discouraged, I decided to forge my own path, one of knowledge and self-discovery. As I journeyed, I stumbled upon something invisible, a pathway unknown to me. I tentatively took a few steps and found that it was an invisible stairway leading upwards. With each step, I ascended higher and higher, soaring through the skies with reckless abandon. The ascent was exhilarating, but my fear soon overtook me as I gazed upon the earth below. I looked down and saw nothing but the abyss. I felt a sudden fear grip me. I lost my balance and fell to the ground with a mighty crash, bruised and shaken. I realized the dangers of this invisible stairway leading to this unknown realm, and I searched for the stairs again, but they eluded me. In defeat, I lay down to rest, pondering the mystery of this dream. Would I ever find the way to a better world, or was it just a figment of my imagination? Only time would tell. The world in chaos and despair, I found myself running alongside a dear friend, pursued relentlessly by a horde of monstrous cockroaches. The city we traversed was a decaying wasteland, plagued by rivers of acidic filth and the remnants of those who had failed to escape its horrors. As we evaded the cockroaches time and time again, we knew that our very survival depended on staying one step ahead of their unyielding grasp. The sea itself was a writhing mass of acid, and those who dared to brave its waves risked certain death. Yet the cockroaches seemed immune to its destructive power. One fateful day, they set their sights on my friend, and I knew that I would have to do everything in my power to keep him safe. As we ran desperately, we came upon a narrow passage. Surrounded by boiling acid, we knew that our only hope was to cross it, but the cockroaches were closing in. I urged my friend to stay calm and stay the course, but in this panic, he stumbled and fell into the churning acid below. I watched in horror as his body was consumed by the acidic waves, leaving behind only his bleached bones. The cockroaches turned their wrath towards me, but I fled for my life just in time, haunted by the loss of my friend and the knowledge that we were all just one misstep away from meeting the same fate. I found myself fleeing from the army of cockroaches who patrolled the streets with ruthless dedication. As I ran, I fought off many of them, determined to survive. But as the city burned around me, I knew that escape was my only hope. In a stroke of luck, I stumbled upon a beetle car, and I jumped inside, speeding off into the night. Soon I encountered others who were also fleeing, and I urged them to join me. We were like a band of survivors, facing down the hordes of cockroaches who pursued us relentlessly. As we drove, the battle raged on. The cockroaches had all the weapons and technology of oppression and death, and they unleashed it all upon us. Exploding bees, drones, mortars, and rocket launchers were fired in our direction, but we refused to give up. At last, we came upon a massive ramp, stretching up into the sky. With no other choice, I floored the accelerator and we launched ourselves into the air, soaring through the clouds for what felt like an eternity. When we finally landed, we found ourselves on the other side of a deep, bottomless chasm. The cockroaches were left behind, unable to cross the gaping divide. With a sense of relief, we drove on, knowing that we had escaped the clutches of the evil cockroach army. But we also knew that we could never let down our guard, for danger lurked around every corner in this dangerous and unpredictable world. As the beetle car crash landed on the other side, I emerged from the wreckage and surveyed my surroundings. I gazed back across the great rift that separated the two worlds and beheld a sight so wretched and horrifying that it chilled me to the bone. On the far side of the rift lay a sprawling city of smokestacks and factories, its skies choked with poisonous fumes that blotted out the sun. The rivers that flowed through its streets were not made of water, but of acid that boiled and bubbled with a terrible fury. And in the midst of it all, there were terrifying creatures beyond imagination subjugating and terrorizing the people. But on my side of the rift, there was a different world entirely. A lush jungle teeming with life, where birds sang and animals roamed free. The air was fresh and pure, and the sun shone bright in the sky. I knew that I had found a way out of the nightmare world and into a place of peace and beauty. In my quest, I had finally found my way back to the mystical jungle world that I had once known. As I wandered through the lush, vibrant landscape with the companions I had saved from the horrors of the insect-ruled wasteland, we chanced upon a group of fierce warriors. These noble fighters were adorned in suits of shining Star Trooper-like armor and wielded weapons of incredible power, imbued with the most advanced technology of their age. It was clear that they were a band of rebel fighters, valiantly fighting against the forces of darkness that sought to oppress the people of the land. Amidst the chaos of the battlefront, I joined the band of warriors fighting against the insectoid soldiers that plagued our land. Though our bravery knew no bounds, we were still vastly outnumbered and forced to retreat into hiding. We fought valiantly at the front line, but our small group was no match for the overwhelming enemy forces. Forced to scatter and hide, I set out on a journey, using all manner of transportation and meeting fellow warriors along the way. After a time of living in seclusion, I knew I had to return to the city where my family remained captive to the merciless insectoids. The city was a wasteland of destruction, the people terrorized and tormented by the invaders. But a wise woman appeared before me, bestowing her blessing upon my quest to save my loved ones. So, bidding farewell to my comrades, I gathered provisions and took to the skies on a glider, making my way back to the hellish city. With her blessing, I said goodbye to my fellow warriors and set out on my perilous mission. Armed with rations and a glider, I flew back to the hellish city, determined to rescue my family from the terror that had consumed our land. As I soared over the devastated city, I steeled myself for the battles that lay ahead. But with my heart set on saving my family, I bravely ventured forth into the heart of the enemy territory. My journey was fraught with danger at every turn, but I pressed on with unwavering determination. But as I made my way deeper into the city, I suddenly awoke from my slumber, realizing that the journey I had just undertaken was but a dream. Yet the memory of it stayed with me, stirring a fire within my heart that would propel me forward on my own life journey in the waking world. If you'd like to read more, you can purchase the book on Etsy, The Epic Dreams Saga of UltimateMan. Your support helps me create more stories. Please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and click the notification bell. Thank you once again for tuning in. The Epic Dreams Saga of UltimateMan. All illustrations and content are made by Tom Bijl. 3D Vision, all rights reserved. Kindly share this story with your friends and family. You can also consider purchasing the book as a gift for your loved ones. It makes for the perfect gift, complemented by its stunning illustrations. The power is in you.